the shadow move ominously across the land, dyeing the sky with blood and pounding the earth. Those who still have faith in justice and honor, valor and goodness call out his name. The ultimate superhero, the only one who can save the world from extinction. If he can't do it, no one can.
Who? Me? Viewtiful Joe.
Welcome to a Let's Replay of sorts of Viewtiful Joe. This is going to be not from the beginning, technically. This is going to be from the beginning in the hardest difficulty. So I'll get more into that once we actually get into it. But for now, let's watch some cutscenes.
Captain Blue fights with every ounce of his being. He fights against the dark forces of evil, for what is right. This is all that Blue has ever wanted, to do the right thing.
Come on, Blue! You have to save the world! We can't do it without you!
Joe, is this your idea of a date movie? I had a more romantic time eating popcorn in the lobby. Joe, honey, oh, why don't you show me some off-screen action?
Whoa, Sylvia! Cut it out! I said cut it out! They don't show these old movies all the time, you know. I've been looking forward to this forever.
Well, I've been looking forward to this for a long time, too. We haven't been out on a date in forever.
Hey, stop that! This is the best part.
The dark side prevails. Now you've seen just how flimsy your sense of justice is, Captain Blue. Now I rule this one. The world is mine.
Go away!
Come on!
And thus, Captain Blue was brought to his end. Goodbye, beautiful world. Nothing will ever be the same again.
Oh, man. I missed the most important part.
Hey, I've seen this scene before.
You know why? Because this flick hit the screens way back when we were still little babies.
But that guy in the blue mask, I know I've seen him somewhere.
The girl is mine and shall serve as the object of my revenge.
Wow, that was unreal. What the heck?
Hey, what's going on? Let go of me! Joe, do something!
Well, what's happening? It's Six Machine. Hey! Whoa! Hey, wait a minute. Am I inside the movie?
Correct, my young friend. I am Captain Blue. I am no longer able to fight because I have been defeated. You must take my place as the new action hero.
That voice, it really is Captain Blue. Whoa! Hey, can I get your autograph?
No, I am already gone. I beg of you to take up the torch of justice, young movie lover. Now go. The world is in danger. Your lady friend is waiting for you.
Cool. A real V-Watch. I always wanted to try one on. So,
Now, in case it wasn't clear from my personal intro, I'm actually continuing a file that actually has everything unlocked. So, that's what's going to be happening. We're going to be doing Ultra V-rated difficulty with all the upgrades. And yes, it is going to be fun. Thank you for remarking on that. I'm not going to be going for Rainbow V and everything like that, but if it happens, it happens. Also, that's bound to happen a lot because I'm going to be talking and playing. This is going to be played on the GameCube version of the game, so no Dante to be found here. What else? Oh yeah, if you want to watch an actual good playthrough of Viewtiful Joe that explains everything, there's one on the Walkthrough Corner, which was a channel that I was a part of a while back. We haven't really done anything on there since 2013, 2011. It also has more cutscenes available because of being played on adults difficulty. So, like, right there, that was a fight with Captain Blue, and normally there would be something there, but since it's already happened and we already have the power of the V-Watch, we don't go through any story right there. But if you're tuning into this to watch it as your first experience to Viewtiful Joe, again, that's a bad idea because you don't get as much out of Ultra V-rated difficulty being continued from versus a start from the beginning playthrough. But Viewtiful Joe is a beat-em-up platformer adventure game, somewhat. It's very action-based. This was directed by Hideki Kamiya, who is known for games such as Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, and recently The Wonderful 101. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is also on his list of things that he's done. And I will do my best to continue talking about the game as things come up. The biggest thing about stages in this is that they're ranked based on time, damage, and V-points. V-points are the coins that you've seen me pick up, and you get more V-points by doing crazier things and cooler things to enemies, such as hitting them in slow motion, using Mach speed on them, getting a fantastic combo with them, hitting multiple enemies, and then the damage stat is dependent on how much damage you've taken, or how many hits you've taken, rather, in a particular segment of the level. Those just go for it's indicate when a segment has started. And what I've been picking up that look like film canisters are what are referred to as V-coins. I'm not sure by whom, but I've taken to calling them V-coins for a long time now. Those are important for increasing your VFX gauge, which is the blue bar that's slowly regenerating underneath my life bar. You can see VFX up at the top there. And at the top right, you have 30 out of 50. That shows how many V-coins you actually have. And the 50 marks how, like, the max before you upgrade your VFX gauge. And the more VFX you have, the longer you can stay in Super VFX mode like this. Slow is a mode that increases your damage and slows everything down. And if you manage to evade your opponent's attacks, which is not a good tell, like, it's not easy to tell when an enemy is going to be attacking in this particular difficulty, because that's one of the perks of it, is that Ultra V-rated difficulty does not show any damage in the attack indicators. Normally, Adult's difficulty and V-rated difficulty will have damage indicators somewhere. What I did there was a new Chemi. That's very important for maintaining a good damage bonus in Ultra V-rated. And B-rated, for that matter. As you can see, your VFX also affects the environment. No pun intended on the effects thing. And get used to seeing these guys clothed in black, rather, because they are the typical enemy that you'll be running across in Ultra V-rated and B-rated. They're called the Cromarties, and they are very tough to get used to because they like to vary up their attack patterns a lot. Their basic attack pattern is they'll go for a strike in one direction. Either it's the up direction or the low direction. And since we're not in a scene, I can show this. When an enemy is attacking you high, you have to duck to avoid it. And if they're attacking you low, you just press up and Joe hops up for a little while. You'll notice that he lands on the ground eventually, and that's your frame of like how long you're able to stay in the air before you're vulnerable to attack. Ducking is just like forever. You don't bounce up or anything. Cromarties will attack once in one direction, and then a second time, just in another direction. It could be the same one, or it could be a different one. And they have no tell, as far as I'm aware, of which one of the second ones they'll do. But from there, then they'll alternate, where their third hit's going to be an alternate of the second one. The fourth hit is going to be an alternate of the third one. So once you get past the third strike, you're pretty much in the clear, but you have to get there first, and Cromarties tend to team up against you. They usually come in pairs or triples. They also like to roll a lot, which is one of their invulnerability frames. Also, as you saw there, slow allows me to dodge an attack that I'm about to get hit by. This comes in very handy, especially against enemies like the Cromartie, where they have no easy tells for what move they're going to be doing. For this segment, we're going to have to... You'll notice that there's a key there. In Ultra V-rated, this only shows up after you've beaten a certain amount of, I believe, just Cromarties. Could be wrong, though. Now, if you hit an enemy with slow after you dodge their attacks, like if a slowed attack, rather, after you dodge their attacks, they become super vulnerable to a super attack, which then cloaks all the other enemies around them in this pink crosshair. And if you hit them while you're still in slow, you get a combo multiplier. And that combo multiplier is what gives you extra V points at the end of the bout. And you stop gaining combo points after you exit slow or Mach speed or whatever VFX power you're using. Here we have a mini-boss. It's just a plain old helicopter. For now, though, we're just going to speed past him to get these extra V-coins. And like I said, this isn't a 100% run, but it's definitely going to be showing off some of the finer things. I'm going to aim for all V-coins, but there are some chapters, specifically Chapter 3, where I do not expect to gain all the V-coins. Rainbow V ratings are also not expected, because as you've seen already, probably, if you've been paying attention, I have not gotten a Rainbow V consecutively. I've gotten an A rank and a regular Viewtiful rank between these. Anyway, we're going to move on to the second segment of Chapter 1 now. And, again, this is for those who, you know, are tuning into this just to watch a Viewtiful Joe Let's Play or something. These are your upgrades. As you can see, these are all sold out already. I'm going to buy me a Take 2, though. Normally, you have to save up a lot of V-points for getting all of these, but I went ahead and saved you the trouble and got all of them ahead of time. The most important one is Ukemi, followed by, or rather, these are the two most important ones, Ukemi and VFX Turbocharger. VFX Turbocharger above Ukemi, and Ukemi is only really good for if you're trying to do really well with the scoring, because Ukemi saves your damage score. Even if you get hit and you take damage, if you Ukemi it, which is the damage reduction, you will get the rating. My goodness, I can't talk. The rating acts as though you haven't gotten hit at all. So, potentially, you can get triple Vs on a particular segment if you've Ukemi'd all of the times you've been hit.
Just
and you finished on time, and you got a lot of V-points. This segment's a bit tricky to navigate because of all the bats and the barrels coming at you. Try to move as fast as possible, but these verties, which are the flying guys dropping the missiles, are not going to make it easy for me. I believe the V-point requirement is only a measly, like, 10 or something. Just as long as you hit something in slow-mo, you will get the Viewtiful rating for it. This is also... I think I needed 100 Viewtiful V-points to be able to get a V rating for that, so that was my bad. Also, this is kind of neat. You kick him in the right place, and all these V coins come crawling to you. Now, for this one, I believe 100 V points is the cap as well. Oh. There's a third VFX power I haven't gone over yet, which is the zoom in. Zoom in amplifies your attacks and changes up their properties a little bit. In this particular segment, it's not going to be able to be shown very well because when you do zoom in, it's not going to actually zoom in on you. But I'll demonstrate that in the first boss battle. Also, what I'm aiming for is one of these fellows to go up there. Give me the last V coin. Yeah, I was gonna say V coins plural. We also got a couple over here. Nope. Look at that. Good thing he was still in the process of doing that. Was that enough? That was enough. Okay. I did. Whoa. Alright, so I got hit there, and that's Ukemi. Go ahead and do a thing. Get off of it. Since we're not in an actual segment right now, I can just take all the time I want. Just hoping that he gets all these V coins for me. I think he missed one. That was about it. Alright, new segment. Spike barrel this time. I believe the first one you were able to punch back. Also, this Cromartie's an asshole, so I'm gonna leave it be. That's the Cromartie bazooka, if I remember right. Which is a lot less annoying to deal with than the Cromartie grenade, which you'll see in I believe in the next chapter. Actually, yes, definitely in the next chapter. But that's the final segment before the boss, so... I'm just gonna do this for no reason, just to spend a couple thousand V-points. And some boss rooms actually have some V-coins hidden in them, like this one. I believe, aside from chapter 6... this is the only boss room to have V-coins in it. Also, that was all 50, or rather, that was all the 250 V-coins in Chapter 1. But look at this, boss cutscene.
Oh, dare disturb my beauty sleep! Have you not heard? This movie is already over! Captain Blue's defeated, and we are victorious!
Shows you what you know, fat brain. In movies, there has to be a plot twist. That means things always go wrong once before you get to the happy ending. Hello? Now come on, let's get this over with.
What nonsense he speaks! Come, Nightfall, the ritual of sacrifice will begin in your pathetic little world will... Oopsie poopsie! Almost let the cat out of the bed there! In any case, this has nothing to do with riff-raff like you. The only thing left for you to do is perish.
Alright! Let's get it on!
And right off the bat, I'm going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff. What I just used there was the Boomerang, which is now apparently an iconic move for Joe, because he has it in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. But what I'm doing is holding the punch button and charging it up a little bit to let fly a Boomerang, which is a very easy way to take out Charles III, because it just homes into him and he gets knocked down immediately. That was the entire fight. I'd go into more about it, but it's just that easy. Also, at the end of every boss fight, you have this opportunity to show your moves. Yeah.
Sorry to wake you up. You can sleep as much as you want now.
Joe wanders into the world of the movies and gallantly fights evil to rescue Sylvia. With the help of his superior strength, he is able to reign triumphant over the dastardly bad man, Charles III. Where could Sylvia be? Is she safe? Is she even alive? Intolerable anxiety tears at Joe's heart. What did they do to her?
What would be a good hero name for me? I never thought this would be so hard.
Searching for Sylvia, Joe tries to track clues as to her whereabouts. Little did he know that the clues would only lead him to more problems. The next episode is Some Like It Red Hot. See you there.
At the end of each chapter, you get a bevy of scores that you have acquired, and you get bonuses based on how well you did. If you beat the boss, obviously, you'd get points for that. If you collected all the V-coins, you'd get a bonus for that. And if you got a Viewtiful or a Rainbow Viewtiful on every single stage, you also get a bonus for that. Those award you extra V-points to spend, and as an easy way of getting the upgrades quicker is just by doing really, really well. But that's the end of Chapter 1. Let's move on to Chapter 2, shall we?